I personally don't like to see guys take punishment, especially at the latter part of their career, because again, a piece of you is always left when you step out of that ring. Every time you go into the ring, you're not the same person that comes out the ring. I don't care who you are.
This camera. If Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather gets made, it does more than Terence Crawford Canelo on Netflix.
Oh wow!
Clip that.
He pulled out a good. I don't know if he interviewed Floyd or it's just his imagination, but it's something that has people talking about. So it's going to be a great fight.
Leonard Ellerbe has cautioned Floyd Mayweather against stepping back into the ring with Manny Pacquiao, stressing that boxing is an unforgiving sport where a single punch can alter a fighter's destiny. Ellerbe highlighted the dangers of taking risks in the twilight of a career, urging fighters to prioritize financial security and long-term health. He argued that once a legacy has been solidified, there's no reason to jeopardize it. And veteran fighters like Mayweather should focus on enjoying life instead of pursuing fights that could endanger their well-being.
Do what's best for him. If he feels as though the time is now to walk away, but I personally don't like to see guys take punishment, especially at the latter part of their career, because again, a piece of you is always left when you step out of that ring. Every time you go into the ring, you're not the same person that comes out the ring. I don't care who you are. And boxing is a brutal, brutal sport. And all it takes is, one punch here, and again, the whole life is completely changed. And the key is to get in this sport and to become successful, meaning fight the best guys that are out there, and then make a lot of money, and then be able to go out and do whatever it is you want to do. Obviously, with being in a position to take care of your family. That's what it's all about.
Public statement. Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s son expressed his disapproval of his father potentially returning to fight Manny Pacquiao in a rematch, voicing strong concern for Floyd's health and well-being, though he didn't mention Manny Pacquiao. By name, his message was clear. Floyd has already accomplished everything in boxing and has nothing left to prove. His opposition stems from care and love, not competition, underscoring how the families of retired fighters often prioritize health and safety over legacy or public demand.
LeBron, I'm Super Bowl. Hey, Mojo Gusto, all right?
I don't know. You gotta ask him.
Hey, brother, you got one question?
No.
Can I ask one question? Hey, brother, can I ask
Everybody's older.
Can you put another shrimp on the boat?
Manny Pacquiao has made it clear that he's ready to face anyone, including Floyd Mayweather Jr., if the chance presents itself, urging Mayweather to sign the contract if he's serious about a comeback. Pacquiao's challenge reflects his belief that there's still unfinished business between them, and he's confident, prepared, and eager to settle the score. His call-out showcases the mindset of a fighter who still trusts in his abilities, with recent performances proving he still has that spark. Manny isn't sitting back, he's demanding the fight.
To coax Floyd Mayweather out and maybe you guys get a rematch right here in this same building, do you feel like that this version of you beats the version of Floyd Mayweather that exists today?
It's hard to talk about the fighter who retired already. If he comes out and go sign the contract and we'll fight. Let's fight again if he wants. I have no problem with that. I'm active now. I don't pick my opponent. I don't, I fight them all.
For WBC President Mauricio Suleiman offered a diplomatic take, recognizing Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legendary legacy while stating that the sport does not require him to go to war again. However, he acknowledged that if public demand persists, a rematch with Manny Pacquiao could become a real possibility. His comments highlight boxing's commercial side, where fan interest often drives decisions. While Mayweather may not need the fight to cement his legacy, the intense public clamor might be enough to make it happen.
But can you see a scenario where, obviously, Floyd, who's held the WBC titles many over his career, maybe gets tempted out of retirement for a Manny Pacquiao rematch?
What do you say?
I say he doesn't need to fight again, but I also would definitely come and watch. So I'm sort of like,
you'll come and watch. We have to see what happens Saturday, first of all. Of course, Floyd is legendary, just as Manny. There's no issue there. But you cannot skip. There's Barrios before, and Lance is a great journalist. I think he pulled out a good. I don't know if he interviewed Floyd or it's just his imagination, but it's something that has people talking about. So it's going to be a great fight.
Manny Pacquiao's recent interviews and social media posts clearly reflect his strong desire to face Floyd Mayweather Jr. again, fueled by a belief that he can win the rematch and rewrite history. His confidence is rooted in his recent performance, particularly against Mario Barrios, which showed he still has the skills to compete at a high level. Pacquiao appears motivated by unfinished business and sees a second bout as a chance to correct past mistakes and further cement his legacy. His tone has moved from uncertain to resolute.
You would even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh my goodness. Tell me about that fight a little bit. Being in there with Floyd being in there with you, like what was the experience like being there? In the ring, fighting him finally.
It's good, but despite all those things, but then after the fight, right after the fight, I went to the hospital and got operated with my
Yeah, you got an operation, yeah. I remember you posted a picture of
really hurt.
Was he better or worse than you thought he was?
No, that's his style. Like I knew it. But the thing is, I'm expecting that I won the fight because he didn't throw a lot of punches. I throw a lot of punches. And I reviewed the compy box, like slow motion from first round to 12 rounds. Like how many punches get connected and how many punches of him he connected. You know, that's boxing.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining or making, just it happened that way.
Yeah.
It happened to me many times.
Did you want a rematch with Floyd?
I'm still active. It's up to him if he's going to fight.
You would even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh my goodness.
Even here.
Yeah, that fire never dies, man.
My right hand is...
Boxing analyst Chris Algieri provided a balanced and insightful take on the rematch speculation, noting that while nothing is confirmed, a second fight between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. is far from impossible. Algieri emphasized that Pacquiao's recent performance against Mario Barrios has reignited fan interest and suggested that it's ultimately Manny who holds the power to make the rematch happen. His conditioning, determination, and hunger could be enough to draw Floyd back into the ring, and Algieri's analysis adds weight to what many now view as an inevitable showdown.
Listen, if Floyd's talking about coming back,
And that's what I wanted to touch on. Do you think that this now warrants Floyd Mayweather with his competitive spirit and attitude to come back and maybe try to one-up Manny Pacquiao by beating him again?
that wouldn't surprise me at all because I know how Floyd is when it comes to, seeing other people doing their thing. He's like, that's Chris. So I think that's a really good possibility of happening. But again, that's going to come down to Floyd and Manny. I think they're both in the driver's seat. Floyd's always in the driver's seat, Hey, sir, how are you, man?
Even before Manny Pacquiao faced Mario Barrios, speculation was swirling that a victory could set the stage for a rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr., fueled by the enormous financial potential estimated to generate over $1 billion in revenue. Now that the Barrios fight is behind him, fan demand for the rematch has grown louder than ever. Given the storied legacies of both fighters and their global fan bases, a second showdown promises to eclipse recent mega fights in both worldwide appeal and financial impact.
So breaking news, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2 is in talks to happen next if Pacquiao beats Mario Barrios. And Mayweather is expected to be ringside for Pacquiao's fight on Saturday night. And according to reports, the rematch could be the first ever fight to generate over $1 billion. And that would lure Mayweather out of retirement. Now, I definitely saw this coming. Manny's coming out of retirement after 4 years. Of course, because he's passionate about the sport. And Barrios is a world champion, so it's a legacy fight. But there's bigger name opponents Manny can fight. And the biggest of them all is definitely Floyd Mayweather. I mean, their first fight generated 4.6 million pay-per-view buys, did over $600 million in revenue, including pay-per-views and ticket sales and sponsorships. And even though the fight didn't live up to expectations, it could still be a massive fight. 2 to 3 million pay-per-views right now. Or you could put it on Netflix and hundreds of millions of people would watch it worldwide. So if Manny can pull off the upset against Mario Barrios and become WBC champion on Saturday, don't be shocked if these two's negotiations really start to heat up and then the fight gets made shortly after.
Champion Sean Porter offers a contrasting perspective, believing the story between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny. Pacquiao ended in 2015 and should remain closed. He argues that a rematch now risks turning into a nostalgic spectacle rather than a meaningful sporting contest. Porter also suggests that rising fighters with more on the line could provide greater entertainment value. In his view, both legends deserve respect for what they've already accomplished, not pressure to step into another high-stakes bout that could potentially tarnish their legacies.
Well, listen, we've seen Manny on the end of bad decisions before. Timothy Bradley, excuse me. Jeff Horn fight, you know, and shout out to Tim. I know how you feel about that. But this is what he's got to deal with. You can't go through a camp, do what you just did right there. We saw all the heart, everything that we've always seen from Manny, and this is the result. Shout out to Mario. He made the fight difficult just from being a big guy who is a better boxer than I realized, came to the ring with a true game plan to try to box and be patient, find openings and things of that nature. I don't think that Mario did enough to win. I don't think he did enough for a draw. I think that there was a lot more that he could have done. But the main thing is the style that he chose to box was actually a good style to use against Manny Pacquiao. They were saying that they were going to come right to the middle of the ring, and they did. But they came to the middle of the ring, and then they circled, they moved, they worked behind the jab. Not enough jabs, not enough of everything for Mario, you know? So I really don't agree with the draw. All that said, y'all know I got to say the rest. Y'all know I got to say the rest.
Well, let me ask
One
you,
more?
Should Manny fight younger guys still? Like, should he fight a Tank? Should he fight a Rolly? Or should he rematch Floyd?
I don't think y'all want to see him with Floyd. Do y'all? I don't know. I'm feeling like the world, because it's Manny Pacquiao, it makes sense for it to be Floyd Mayweather. But
Online debates have intensified as fans dissect the legacies of both Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, with a major focus on Pacquiao's historic accomplishment of winning titles in 8-weight divisions. This unmatched feat has fueled speculation that he could have the advantage in a potential rematch. Supporters are weighing legacy, recent performances, and stylistic dynamics to determine who would prevail today. Pacquiao's consistent track record of battling top-tier opponents across multiple divisions strengthens the belief that he remains a legitimate threat even against Mayweather.
So is Floyd Mayweather greater than Manny Pacquiao? I always get this question. If you know me, you know my answer. Floyd is not greater than Pacquiao, and Pacquiao has him beat by a really good margin, in my opinion. Let's talk about it. If your argument is Floyd beat Pacquiao, throw it out the window. Every single boxer in history has lost damn near. That's like saying Buster Douglas is greater than Mike Tyson. If your argument is Manny lost in his career and Floyd didn't, I would disagree with that type of logic, but if that's the case, you got to put all the undefeated fighters at the top. Bud, Inoue, Usyk, Kazagi, all those guys should be in your top 5. I like Floyd. I like Floyd a little bit more than Manny. I'm not going to lie. Manny's a bit chaotic at times. I don't like that. I like sweet, smooth looking boxing. But let's speak objectively here. If we're talking about in terms of career, whose career will be more harder to replicate? It's going to be Manny Pacquiao, and it's by a really good margin. Now, Floyd's most impressive feats, you look at him, he's a, 5 division champion. He's beaten 23 world champions. He's been in how many title fights? You know, Floyd has an amazing career. And I'm not saying that it can be done. It probably will never be done again. But I could see somebody doing that before they do what Manny did. And that's why I have Manny as the greatest boxer of all time. Just not based off ability. When you look at the guys that Manny beat, the reason why he got the 2000s Fighter of the Decade over Floyd Mayweather, the reason why he got Fighter of the Year 3 years in a row, almost 4 years in a row. Yes, Manny lost. Manny fought more world champions than Floyd, though. We don't speak on that. Then you get into the 8-weight division. These are only the 8 he won titles in. Manny Pacquiao fought through, I want to say, 10 or 11 different weight divisions. If you want to speak on the lineal titles, I want to say he holds the most lineals of all time with like 5 or 6. Youngest lineal flyweight, oldest welterweight champion. It's insane. The youngest lineal fly is also the oldest welterweight champion. I like Floyd. Floyd's my number 2 all time. This isn't a diss to Floyd, but Manny Manny, I believe objectively, is the greatest fighter above Ali, above Floyd, above Duran, above Leonard, above everybody. I think he has a career that is absolutely impossible to replicate. When Floyd was picking on guys like Andre Berto and Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao beat the undefeated young active champion and Keith Thurman to join the pound for pound at 40 years of age while being a senator. He's the greatest boxer of all time.
NFL player Cam Binham joined the growing chorus of praise for Manny Pacquiao's recent form, emphasizing that it's not about who Pacquiao faces, but simply about witnessing his presence in the ring again. Whether it's Floyd Mayweather Jr. or a rising star, Binham expressed his desire to see Manny compete, highlighting the energy and passion Pacquiao brings every time he fights. His comments reflect how one strong performance can reignite public interest, proving that Manny doesn't need a revenge storyline, just a stage to show he still has what it takes.
Break down the fight. I thought Manny won myself, but what did you see? How did you see the fight?
All right, so obviously I'm a Manny fan, but I'm gonna try and keep it non-biased as possible. It was a great fight. It was a close fight. Both had moments, but I think overall Manny did more. I think his punches were more effective, more active. So even on top of that, just the ability for him to go the 12 rounds and do what he was able to do, but be more active every single round. I feel like Barrios picked it up the last few rounds, but I still don't believe that was enough. Manny started fast and he sustained pretty much, kind of let his foot off the gas towards the end, but I still thought, in my opinion, it was enough to win the fight to where I don't see how even the one judge got the decision towards Barrios.
Manny told me he thought he won 8-4, even if it's 7-5. But the draw was surprising. At least they didn't rob him. But
yeah.
Do you want to see a rematch? Do you see Mayweather? Do you want to see Rolly? I mean, Manny told me he likes the Rolly fight, I think.
I just want to see Manny. I want to see him in the ring. It doesn't matter who, because I know whoever he fights, it'll be an exciting fight. Obviously, the Floyd one will be big, and that, blow up the whole boxing world again. But I just think overall, I want to see Manny in the ring, and I think anybody who has signed a contract with Manny knows what they're going into, and isn't going to be one of those boring fights where they're running. It's going to be combative, and they're gonna be standing in the middle of the ring and fight. And I think, especially like what Manny was saying, he took 2 months for this fight. He has a little more. He's gonna look even better. Regardless of the
4
win or
years
loss,
off, 46 years
regardless
old.
Of the win
He
or
looked
loss,
amazing. He didn't lose.
Proud of the way that he went out there. Yeah, he didn't lose.
The draw,
and he fought really well. It was clean. There was nothing. It was just clean. It was a clean fight. But kudos to Barrios for keeping him, keeping it close.
Respect, he's a champion.
Speculation around a potential rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao is intensifying, with insiders and fans viewing it as the most likely legacy fight to materialize. Unlike other anticipated matchups, like Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, this one carries deeper history, a richer rivalry, and unmatched emotional weight. It would transcend boxing as a sport, becoming a global event that captures the imagination of millions. The long-standing debate over who delayed the original fight, Floyd reportedly pulling out twice, and Manny once, continues to divide fans, adding fuel to the fire. The unresolved tension and lingering questions from their first clash make this rematch more than just a fight. It's a final chapter to settle scores and close the book on one of boxing's most complex sagas.
Manny Pacquiao has criticised Floyd Mayweather for running in their fight, which was meant to be the fight of the century and kind of flopped in most people's eyes. This is according to Boxing Kingdom. He said Floyd Mayweather was running for the whole 12 rounds and he won the fight. How is that even possible? I feel sorry for the fans because the fight was boring. That's not what the fans expect from us. If I am a fan, of course, I want to see a good fight and not a fashion show. Now I get it, Manny Pacquiao lost the biggest fight of his career. He lost a fight that may have put him in conversation for the best boxer of all time. And I want to know your opinions on whether Floyd Mayweather did run for the entirety of that fight. In my opinion though, Floyd Mayweather did not run in that fight. He fought tactically, he fought very, very clever. He counterpunched Manny Pacquiao. It wasn't like a Devin Haney performance where he was skating around the outside of the ring. You could see that there was bouts in that fight where Floyd Mayweather was setting up counter punches and landing combinations himself. I think Manny Pacquiao is just a little bit hurt that he lost the biggest fight of his career, really. But there's no excuses there. Manny Pacquiao could have adapted his game. Floyd Mayweather was too defensive. Manny Pacquiao could have overwhelmed him with barrages of punches. The problem is that Manny Pacquiao wasn't able to do that because Floyd Mayweather was too clever and his counter-punching was too good on the night that Manny Pacquiao would likely have been knocked out if he put more pressure on than he already did. But let me know your opinions on the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight. Did Floyd Mayweather run around for the entirety of the fight, or was it just very, very poor planning and a poor game plan from Manny Pacquiao? Let me know in the comments. As always, a like, favourite, saving, and share, all appreciated. And for more boxing content,
the 2015 showdown between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao was billed as the fight of the century, but ultimately left fans disappointed due to its lack of action and intensity, with Mayweather opting for a defensive strategy. Widely criticized by both fans and analysts, the bout failed to live up to its massive hype, falling short of the explosive clash many had anticipated. Roy Jones Jr. even remarked that Floyd shouldn't take much pride in that victory. For many, the fight lacked closure after years of build-up, and a rematch is now seen not only as a shot at redemption, but also as a chance to deliver the thrilling battle that was once promised. It's about restoring their legacies and reshaping how the rivalry is remembered.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao. Of course. That's not the Pacquiao at the top of his game. Yeah, but in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever. When that's not how that go. That's not reality. But in the business world, it is, because look how much money he makes.
That's it for today's video. Hey, make sure to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more boxing updates. Tap the notification bell so you never miss the next big story. Stay tuned, more action is on the way.